Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, for you, for you, for in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
is over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance, not the life I want to live. I want to take it all, standing tall, fear outweighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it in a sense, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
Audio check. Audio check. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, we're back for the Dynamic League on the OG server here on a Friday night, our usual late Friday night show here on the Motive Racing YouTube channel. We've got nearly a full grid here for this one. We've got 19 drivers in here tonight, so it's always one of the most exciting leagues pretty much on our schedule. I look forward to this one every week. I've said it the last 3 weeks, it is very quickly becoming my favourite league to commentate on, so I'm delighted that these guys at the OG server are having me back once again here this week. But we're about to go racing here at Monza for the first race of the evening. Now they've got a bit of a funny procedure here for the Dynamic League. That is that there are 2 races. There's a sprint race and a feature race, so essentially like an F2 weekend but using Formula 1 cars. So yeah, work that one out, but it works really well. It's actually a really exciting format, so hopefully we get some more of the same. A track like Monza, I think, is only going to make it even more exciting. It's going to be a slipstream battle. It's going to be lots of overtaking. It's going to be unpredictable, and I think that it's going to be really exciting here tonight for us. But here we are, about to go racing here. Nonetheless, we're just getting ready to go. The countdown's nearly over, and then we should be ready to get going. Here we go then, lights coming on now. We're about to go racing here at Monza for the Italian Grand Prix here for the Dynamic OG League. And it is lights out and away we go. And CheckDB gets a slightly better start than A. Thompson coming down towards the first corner. And CheckDB looks like he's got the move done on the inside there, up into the lead. In the background there, you've got the McLaren of Ben Smith just ahead of Juice, I think. And he's oh no, A. Thompson's been tagged round. He's been tagged round there, and he's going to drop down the field like a stone here. A. Thompson down to the back already. He's had a horror show of a start. Boo Boo's also got caught up in something there as Giffy Boy's got ahead of Juice. Juice has dropped down positions here at the start, down to P12, but it's CheckDB ahead of Jamal from Ben Smith, as it looks like Ben Smith's looking to the inside on Jamal. Can't get it done there. Dylan's got ahead of Gapleach up into 5th place. Oh, and there's some spinner there. Somebody's been tagged round there. Dylan has been tagged round coming through the Della Roger chicane, and he's down to 17th place. Giffy Boy's lost out to Mark Bow. F1 Silver's been passed by Mark Bow, and there's absolute carnage on this first lap as we've got side by side. Giffy Boy backs out, and F1 Silver running outside goes wide, and that's going to get the position straight back to Giffy Boy. F1 Silver now dropping positions left, right and centre. We've had a chaotic start to this race as Tree Monkey Page is down the inside of Ben Smith up into 3rd place. Enmorph there ahead of Panicking. Giffy Boy there ahead of Carts, followed by A. Thompson Juice. You've got Super Calgon who's lost out there to DK Zone, and DK Zone's up into P10, and A. Thompson's crashed out already. A. Thompson is out of the race on the first lap, an electric first lap for everybody, and A. Thompson has crashed out of the race already as CheckDB leads us round to complete the first lap here, and with the yellow flags have already subsided, but it's CheckDB with Jamal hot on his heels. They're coming over the line to complete lap 1. You've got Ben Smith there in the pits as now Jamal's looking to the outside here, coming down towards turn 1. CheckDB covers the inside line off, and looks like he's got that one held onto for the time being. Let's get rid of that info screen on the right hand side because it's ruining the view, but currently Jamal is putting the pressure on CheckDB right now as we look further down the order. Giffy Boy, Enmorph, Gapleach, Ben Smith and Super Calgon are all in the pits at the end of the first lap as Horatio is out of the race as well. We've got double wave yellow flags through sector 1 because Horatio's crashed out. Looks like the Monza Marshals are going to try and get that cleared up under the double wave yellows, despite the cars doing 200 miles an hour through that section of the track. So braveness of the scales there from the Marshals, or maybe a bit of callousness from the race director, but nonetheless CheckDB and Jamal trying to pull away a little bit from Tree Monkey Page, who's sat in 3rd place at the moment. Dylan is on the back of DK Zone, who's got Carts just in front of them. These three battling it out over 6th place at the moment as we jump on board, now we jump off of, and now we jump back onto DK Zone again as we're now coming down towards Ascari here for the 2nd time in this race. Double flags through sector 2. Again, I'm not really sure why at this point, but Dylan's going to get the run here on DK Zone because DK Zone's very wide out of Ascari. They're going to be side by side all the way down to the Parabolica. Now what's going to happen here? Who's going to be bravest on the brakes? Dylan's just edging ahead as they come up towards Ascari, and he gets the move down on the brakes there up into 7th place. HDB gets running in 9th ahead of Boo Boo. You've got Mark Bow there in 11th place ahead of Giffy Boy, and Gapleach here as he's backing out of it on Giffy Boy. I don't know why, but he's backing out of it. Ben Smith is out of the race. Oh, Ben Smith has crashed out here on lap 2. We're now 3 down in this race as Dylan, HDB and Boo Boo all in the pits here at the end of that lap. So we're down to 16 drivers here in this race, and we're only 2 laps in. We've lost 3 drivers already. CheckDB, Jamal, Tree Monkey Page is top 3. They've broken away a bit from panicking. You've got Juice there in 5th ahead of Carts, who's in P6 at the moment. DK Zone in 7th. Dylan, HDB, Boo Boo and Mark Bow all coming into the pits to make the most of that virtual safety car. Giffy Boy, Gap Bleach, M-Morph, Super Calgon and F1 Silver have all been into the pits already, so they will, I imagine they won't have to come in again. They've done their pit stops now. Let's get the tyre graphic up actually, because that will always help us understand the strategy that a little bit better than obviously otherwise we'd be just staring at the screen looking at the drivers and trying to work it out ourselves. So F1 Silver nonetheless is up into P14. That's because N-Morph and Super Calgon are both in the pits, so those two coming in again. Wonder if they're going to try and put some slightly more durable tyres on. I suppose it could make all the difference, especially when they're running at the back anyway. You might as well put on some tyres that are 1 lap fresher. What have you got to lose essentially? But CheckDB nonetheless out in front, leading the race by 7/10 over Jamal. Schminkfage just behind them, and it looks as though that the virtual safety car's ended, so we're now back underway once again. You got Panicking in 4th, followed by this man Juiced in P5. There's Karts, followed by DK Sone. You've got Dylan there running in 8th place at the moment, followed by HD Baguette. Just going to double check that you can see us on the stream. Yes, you can. All good. Didn't get to check that beforehand. Let's check there's no music playing as well, as that can always be a little bit of a problem. Let's check. Yep, no music playing either, so we managed to do all of our checklist without really even knowing what we were doing earlier on, so that is absolutely brilliant. But nonetheless, we've got Jamal out the front ahead of CheckDB at the moment, and CheckDB is really close on him as they're coming down towards the Della Roger chicane. Is he going to think of sending one? No, for the time being he's not quite close enough, and Jamal holding on to that position for the time being. As these two, the only real battle going out on track. You got Boo Boo on the back of HD Baguette. Those two look pretty close, but not very close at this stage. So this is really the main battle going on, the battle for the lead, the battle for top spot or you're on the podium in the sprint race for the Dynamic OG League. And it is currently Jamal who is doing what he has to do. CheckDB though is looking to the inside into Ascari. He's going to get that move done, is CheckDB, and Swoop moves himself up into P1. Great stuff there from him. Couldn't race in the OG Schumacher League on Monday night this week, which I was very upset about. I was devastated to see that he wasn't on the grid, and I mentioned that he's my favourite driver, and he's always in the thick of the battle, he's always getting involved in the action, and he actually commented on the stream saying thank you. So yeah, you're welcome CheckDB, you're very welcome. But nonetheless, he's just got ahead of Jamal up into the lead of the race here. Into P1 as HD Baguette's got ahead of Boo Boo, just noticing that one on the timing screen there. We didn't see the move actually take place, so but we can see it on the timing screen, so however it was done, whatever methods were used, it looks like it's being rendered completely redundant. But CheckDB ahead of Jamal at the moment, lap 5 and 13 here for this sprint race. As Boo Boo's not giving up on the back of HD Baguette. They're still battling it out as they're coming through the Parabolica. Now this is the part where Boo Boo will get DRS, but he gets a horrible run out of the Parabolica, and that's going to give HD Baguette a bit of breathing space, and Boo Boo's not going to get the move done here because he got that horrific run that he got out of the Parabolica. There's no other word for it. He'll get close, but he's not going to be close enough to send one, and he's going to have to tuck in for the time being there. So HD Baguette looking at safe and sound just there. Boo Boo a little bit deep into the first chicane, gets it stopped and gets the exit reasonably well. Mark Bowe's got ahead of Giffy Boy up into P12. We've got double wave yellow flags through sector 2. We're not quite sure what those are in aid of at this point, but CheckDB still leads the race ahead of Jamal, and Tree Monkey Page starting to bring himself into this battle. Now that CheckDB and Jamal are battling it out in front of him, it's giving him that impetus to try and chase them down. You can see he's very much on the back of them at this point. You've got Karts who's made the move on DK Sone, and DK Sone's at the moment coming out of Lesmo 2. So DK Sone gets it going once again. He's lost a lot of time and a lot of momentum here coming underneath the old circuit. Here goes Dylan. Is Dylan going to look to send one? He's nowhere near close enough, and I think it's better off that one. Wise move there from Dylan. As we're looking at the timing screen at the top, we've got CheckDB has lost out to Jamal down the start-finish straight. So Jamal, now your new race leader here in the sprint race. Dylan's got ahead of DK Sone up into P7, round the outside coming in towards Ascari, sorry, not Ascari, Parabolica, out of Ascari into Parabolica. So Dylan up into P7 there. You've got Boo Boo on the back of HD Baguette as these two continue to battle it out over 9th and 10th places. You've got Giffy Boy on the back of Mark Bowe as they're coming down towards Parabolica, as CheckDB has once again got back ahead of Jamal. So these two out the front having a great battle, but this is only bringing Tree Monkey Page into this fight as we see CheckDB a little bit wide coming on the exit of Lesmo 1. Got a bit onto the curve on the outside, got away with it though. Looks to have survived that one. Lightblade in the comments says, sup Lightblade, good to see you in the comments. Lightblade, one of our commentators on a Wednesday night for the GT3s on ACC on the PlayStation 4 and 5, the cross-play version of ACC, unlike the PS5 only version, which we run on Sundays. And he's a commentator alongside Freeman for that one. Freeman, one of our admins, one of our main men here at Motive, alongside myself. And Lightblade knew to the team, new to the commentary team, getting involved where he can behind the scenes here at Motive Racing. But it's currently CheckDB and Jamal still battling it out. Obviously, this isn't actually the Motive Racing League. I will hasten to add to those who are a bit confused. This is actually the OG Dynamic League, run on the OG server, which is partners of Motive. We stream, we commentate, we try and give them as much limelight as we can, and we try and give the drivers something to enjoy afterwards. And obviously, you know, you give us the clicks and you give me something to do, if I'm perfectly honest. Yeah, for sure, yeah. Always great to have these guys out on track as Jamal and Schumacher Page 2/10 apart coming into the De La Roja chicane. Yeah, onto the brakes they come. Schumacher Page too far back to make the move on Jamal. But obviously with not Dylan, for God's sake, CheckDB having been into the pits, it means that these two are now free to battle it out with each other. But the thing is, they could potentially hold each other up right here, because they're obviously battling it out, and CheckDB's got 12 seconds of clear road in front of him. So CheckDB is going to be able to put the hammer down. He's going to be able to absolutely blitz it on these outlaps. These two are going to have a face full of each other as they're coming into Ascari, but Schumacher Page still not close enough to make the move. He's clinging to the back of him, but are they losing time to CheckDB? That's the question, and that's what we're going to find out over the course of the rest of this sprint race. Down to the parabolic, we come here for the 7th time. Once again, Schumacher Page a little bit too far away as they come through the parabolica, now out onto the start-finish straight once again. Schumacher Page tucking back into that slipstream, and Jamal's pulling off into the pits. So Jamal here making his pit stop now. Where's he going to come out into in relation to CheckDB? Did CheckDB manage to get the undercut? He's just coming down towards the parabolica at the moment. You got Schumacher Page. He's disconnected. Schumacher Page is disconnected at a horrible time because he's out in front and he's leading the race. So watch that time delta from Schumacher Page to Juice drop. It's already gone from 9.5 down to 8.7. So he needs to get himself back in a session as soon as he can. Hopefully his internet hasn't gone off. Hopefully it's just timed out or pinged him out. CheckDB has jumped Jamal in the pits and he's now a second ahead of him, nearly 2 seconds ahead of him. So CheckDB has had an absolute stormer of an outlap and is currently in the net lead of this race, with Schumacher Page currently paddling out the front with his AI in the car. He needs to get himself in the session ASAP. He is losing time. So Schumacher Page's hopes of the win might have been dashed with that one, as Dylan's lost out to Asia. But get a move, and that's why, because Dylan's lost it on the exit of the first chicane. Giffy Boy in the pits, as his cars. But Gap Bleach moves up into 8th place, and Dylan having a major moment there on the exit of the first chicane. So that won't be what he would have needed at all. Boo Boo's on the back of HT Baguette in the battle for 6th place at the moment, as Morph is into 14th due to Giffy Boy being in the pits at this point. Now, is Schumacher Page back in the session yet? No. His AI is still in the car. He's still ghosting. Now, I think the AI will probably pit on this, won't it? Surely. Yep, the AI is coming into the pits, so... Oh, he needs to get himself back in. He is back in. Schumacher Page is now back in the car as he's coming into the pits, so he's lost about a lap's worth he's lost about a lap's worth of pace there as he came in, so he lost about 4 or 5 seconds to Juiced on that lap. He's putting the medium tyres on, so he just got back in time to choose his tyres, and he's now off and away once again. But that is going to be majorly, what's the word? I can't even think of the word. Debilitating for Schumacher Page. He's lost 5 seconds now to CheckDB and Jamal, so he's now lost any chance of taking this race win here in the sprint race. CheckDB's out the front and it's got just over a second here to Jamal. Now, having said that, Jamal might have actually brought that gap down a little bit. It looks like it might be just under a second to me, just looking at it with a naked eye. We'll see once the delta comes up. But I reckon that Jamal might have gained a bit on CheckDB here. I reckon that's about 9/10 there between those two. The timing board not giving us any clues at this point though, so we're just going to have to wait for that to update. As Mark Bowes, the first driver to pick up a time penalty over the course of this race. It's not easy to get time penalties at Monza, but Mark Bowes managed it. And yeah, first driver, as I say, to achieve that. But we got still Jamal on the back of CheckDB in this battle for the lead, as the timing board still yet to update. It should update coming through the middle sector checkpoint. I'm sure it should, but it hasn't. So, right, okay. Just because something should doesn't mean it doesn't. Doesn't mean it does. Can't talk anymore, can I? But CheckDB and Jamal still separated by not much here out the front of this race, as we've got 4 laps left to go, coming to the end of lap 9, so business end of this sprint race. We've got a feature race coming up afterwards. The gap just over a second between CheckDB and Jamal. So Jamal, no, he was just in DRS. He must have, the detection point is just coming out of the parabolica, so he just about was in DRS as they came through the detection point. But it gets him that little bit closer. Does it get him within striking distance coming on the exit of the corner? Not really. 7/10 the gap. He's still there. He's still within striking distance. He still can do something. But at the moment, he's just a little bit too far away to really put CheckDB under pressure. Down towards the Delaware chicane they come for the 10th time. Boo Boo in the pits to put the soft tyres on. He's put a fresh set of tyres on. Soft he's put on this car, and he'll be good to go to the end from there. But these two out the front continuing to battle it out. F1 Silver, noticing on the timing board, is on the back of DK Sohn as Boo Boo in the pits, and he's lost out. And oh, CheckDB's deep, got an exit at Desmo 2, and that's Jamal up into the race. So CheckDB, a momentary lapse of concentration there was all Jamal needed, and Jamal swoops down the inside on the exit of Desmo 2 as they come up towards Ascari. It's Jamal who has P1, and Tree Monkey Page is out of the race. Tree Monkey Page has crashed out in his haste to recover the positions after his disconnection. He's out of the race. He's crashed out somewhere through the middle sector. Panicking has closed onto the back of CheckDB. So CheckDB must have had a nightmare coming through Ascari. I was so busy looking at the timing board, I must have completely missed what happened to CheckDB there. But he's lost another second here to Jamal coming through Ascari. And he's now got Panicking all over him. And has CheckDB got damage? He's lost out to Panicking. CheckDB must have damage. He has got damage because he's coming into the pits. Oh, this is unbelievable. Jamal now leads the race. Panicking in second. Panicking only just over a second off of the back of Jamal. So has Panicking got what it takes to challenge Jamal for the win? Nonetheless, CheckDB into the pits here. Juiced into third. HD Baguette running in P4. So HD Baguette could be, I mean, if anybody in front of her makes a mistake, she could be on the podium. As Jamal has lost out to Panicking. Panicking now leads the race. What's going on here at the front? Jamal now cutting back to the inside, trying to distract him in the race. Can't do anything there. Panicking now leads the race here on lap 11 of the race. This race lead is a poison chalice tonight. What is going on here at Monza for this OG Dynamic League? Whoever's in the lead seems to be immediately cursed. And Panicking now leads this race by 0.6 of a second. Jamal sticking to the back of him right now, out of Lismo 2, but Panicking now with the momentum here. And this is absolutely unbelievable racing here. This is crazy stuff as they come into Ascari here. So Jamal still within striking distance of Panicking at the moment. Mark Bow is on the back of CheckDB in the battle for 7th and 8th places. You've got Karts making the move on Mark Bow up into 8th place. So Karts has done that very nicely there. We've got F1 Silver on the back of DK Sohn. This is the battle for the final points paying position in this race. That is still raging on and looks set to go down to the wire here, but DK Sohn still holding on ahead of F1 Silver. We've got double wave yellow flags through sector 1. Not quite sure why at this point, but we might be able to shed some light on that in a moment, but thus far we have no inkling as to what exactly that's in aid of. But Panicking and Jamal still 3/10 apart at this point as they're coming into the first chicane for the 12th time in this race. Out of the corner they come. Jamal getting a big bit of wheel spin there as he got onto the power, but holding it together for the time being through the Curva Grande. They come, and DK Sohn and F1 Silver have taken each other out. Look at that as you just watch on board, for those who missed that, on board with M Morph there. Oh my goodness, they've crashed out coming out of Ascari, and I tell you what, I think that they've set it up so there are no safety cars here, because we have had plenty of incidents which could have easily warranted a safety car here tonight. I reckon that they turned off the safety cars. I can almost say so with guarantee, with guaranteed certainty. But Jamal has got P1 because Panicking has made a mistake coming out of Desmo 2. This race lead keeps chopping and changing here at Monza tonight. And Jamal, once again, had the lead handed to him on a plate. Panicking, making a massive mistake coming out of Lismo 2. Double wave yellow flags through sector 1. What are those for? We don't know. N-Morph in the pits here. Cartus is on the back of CheckDB in this battle for 7th place, but CheckDB royally shooting himself in the foot with a mistake while leading the race. He was having a battle with Jamal. He threw it away and he's now in a fight for 7th place, but it looks like he's going to pull away from... he should be able to pull away from Cartus here in this battle. But nonetheless, Jamal and Panicking are going to fight out the finish to this race. Half a second between them as they're coming over the line to complete the 12th lap of the race. As here they come. Jamal goes slightly defensive on the brakes coming into turn 1. He's got enough of a gap back to Panicking to avoid any threat of Panicking sending it, but on board with Panicking in P2. He'll be looking to throw the kitchen sink at Jamal on this final lap. He's going to look to go for absolutely everything he can. Any opportunity that arises, Panicking is going to full on go balls to the walls. He has a look to the inside coming into the Delaware chicane. Jamal holds his ground, holds his nerve and keeps to his lines. Jamal's just got to be calm and cool, and he's not going to crack under pressure here. Panicking is looking all over him, coming through the two Lesmos for the final time. Jamal a little bit wide. He's feeling the pressure. He can feel that Panicking is in a bit of a rush here. Panicking's lost it. Oh, Panicking's crashed coming out of Lesmo 2. He loses his front wing, and he's going to lose a lot of time here. He might be about to lose P2 here, because Juice is coming along pretty quickly. I tell you what, Panicking has got no front wing. Where is HD Baguette? HD Baguette could be on for a podium here. Jamal, though, is coming through out of the Ascari for the final time and down towards the Parabolica. Jamal is going to be given a bit of a final lap walk over here as he comes through the Parabolica for the final time in this sprint race, and Jamal is going to take a well-deserved win. He fought it out with Czech DB, Panicking, and pretty much a lot of drivers here tonight in this race, but he's up towards the line. Jamal takes the checker flag and is your winner for the first race of the night here for the OG Dynamic League. Juice is going to come around to take second place. Panicking will just hold on from HD Baguette. HD Baguette so close to a podium, could not quite get there. So she comes over in fourth place. Gap Bleach is going to come over to take P5 in the end. Not too shabby of a result for him. Some good points there in the Ferrari. Czech TV is going to be kicking himself after that one. He could have been in the fight for the podium. Could have got a win maybe. Over the line he comes. P6 there for him. Carts comes over in 7th ahead of Donate. Mark Bow 9th. And that is that for your finishers. Boo Boo, Enmorph and Giffy Boy seemingly all retired on the last lap of the race. So I don't know what happened to them. Along with all the other retirements in that race. So in the end, out of the 19 starters, we have 9 finishers, 10 retirements in that race. That is absolutely incredible stuff. But nonetheless, that is that then for the sprint race here. Jamal taking the win in the end after the mistake there from Panicking, pretty much giving him a bit of an easy finish to that race. I'm not sure what happened there to the others as they came over the line, because I was pretty sure that Boo Boo, Enmorph and Giffy Boy were all still going, and then suddenly they just disappeared from the race. So Giffy Boy pitted at the end and then retired. Boo Boo and Enmorph, well, it looks like they DNF'd. Enmorph crashed out of the race and Boo Boo must have crashed out of the race as well. I'm not sure. I'm just watching back on the screen now, checking out the timing board. But yeah, that is a bit of a peculiar one. But nonetheless, that is the sprint race, guys. Join us in a moment for the speed race. We'll be back in a second. Literally, give us 2 minutes. We'll be back on. Stay tuned. Audio check. Audio check. Here we are then, guys. Lights coming on now ahead of the grid. We're about to go racing here for the feature race for the Dynamic League here at Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go. And from the second row, Ben Smith looked to get a flyer, but did he time his pull out there on Don't You? It looked like he did. As we can see, F1 Silver leading us down towards turn 1. DK Sohn there in second place. Looking further down the order, we've got True Monkey Page losing a position. He's lost a couple of positions there. As F1 Silver's lost the lead. DK Sohn is up into the lead of the race. And we've got an Alpine dropping back down the order a bit. A. Thomason looks like he's had a bit of a shaky start to this race. But down towards the Della Rocha chicane for the first time, it's DK Sohn ahead of F1 Silver, followed by Ben Smith. Mark Bose made the move down the inside. Don't G up into P5. Looking further down the order. We've got contact. Oh, that's A. Thomason losing a couple of positions there. Looking at a bit of contact there, possibly with his teammate, I think, Check TV. Nonetheless, he's down to P15 in this race. He's looking to hold it around the outside of the Alpha Tauri there of Karts, but Karts gets himself up into P15 ahead of A. Thomason as True Monkey Page has got ahead of Ben Smith, and Ben Smith is dropping backwards. What happened to Ben Smith? Oh no, Ben Smith has had a horror show there. He's dropping down the order like an absolute stone. He's gone from P3 down to 17th place as Jamal's gone ahead of Don't G up into 5th place, and Check TV's made the move on M Morph. We've got a VSC already on this first lap because Gap Bleach is out of the race, so a dramatic start to this feature race as Don't G's now moved ahead of Dylan, and Dylan has, oh, what's happened here? What is going on? So for some front wing going flying. Karts has got a 5-second penalty for a crash with Juice. Those two have come together. Juice has dropped down the order, Karts has dropped down the order. They're both now down in the back in the lower mid pack. A. Thomason in P14 after a horrific start to this race. There's no other word for it. Giffy Boy, they're down to P16. Horatio and HTB Get look like they had a bit of a, well, HTB Get usually starts from the back. She always does. She doesn't like getting involved in the first lap carnage. She prefers to get herself out of that. So DK Sohn nonetheless leading this race ahead of F1 Silver as Don't G's got ahead of Jamal up into P5. But what a mad opening to that race. Unbelievable stuff here. Lots of drama, lots of incidents. But we're all good. Looks like only one driver's retired from the race. Enmore, Karts, Juice, Giffy Boy and Ben Smith all in the pits here at the end of the first lap. As Don't G's ahead of Dylan, and you've got Jamal moving ahead of Panicking there. Looks like those two swapping positions. As long as they stay within their delta, you can still overtake. That's the weird thing about the virtual safety car, is that if the guy in front of you is being a little bit conservative with their delta, should I say, you can actually overtake them, which is bizarre. But nonetheless, Panicking on the back of Jamal here as they battled out over 7th and 8th. The virtual safety car's ended, so we're now back under full race conditions once again. Panicking looking to get on with this with Jamal. These two both contenders for the race win in the first race. Check DB, their other contender in for the win, is down. It's just behind them actually in 9th place. So Panicking nonetheless looking to make the move on Jamal. He's going to send one into Ascari. Thinks better of that one. Jamal holds it around the outside. True Monkey Page has lost out to F1 Silver. F1 Silver's In fact, no, they're side by side still. Down the start finish straight, and F1 Silver tucks back into the slipstream there. As Schumacher Page continues on his way, as DK Sohn is now going to be watching these two getting larger and larger in his mirrors. Here they come, as now F1 Silver's weaving around, trying to distract Schumacher Page in the mirrors there, but they can't get it done into turn one, as Schumacher Page gives DK Sohn a bit of a tap in the rear there, coming through the first chicane, and F1 Silver rattles over the curbs there, and is lost out there to Mark Bowe. Well, he hasn't actually. Mark Bowe's not been able to get the move done, and Morph has crashed out of the race. Morph is out of the race here on lap 3. Mark Bowe's made the move on F1 Silver up into third place. Panicking and Jamal are side by side on the exit of the first chicane, and it looks like they're going to be keeping it together here. Check DB right behind these as they all Panicking just weaves across Jamal a little bit there, just taps him in the side a bit. It looked like that was intentional there. It looked like he just gave him a bit of a bump to say no you don't, Sunshine. As now Check DB's looking down the inside into the De La Rocha chicane, rides over that curve a little bit, gives him a car's width on the outside. Check DB's still there, and it's going to squeeze around the outside here up into 8th place, but Jamal's still there. Check DB gets the move done around the outside of Lesmo 1 up into 8th place. In the meantime, Schumacher Page has got ahead of F1 Silver up into 3rd place. DK Sohn leads the race by 2 seconds. Don't G's on the back of Dylan as Jamal's looking to try and come back at Check TV, but Check TV looks like he's got that one done. A. Thompson's back up into P12, making position gains after not the best of opening laps to this race, it has to be said. He's right on the back of Super Calgon, who's behind Boo Boo, and these two right behind the squabbling pair of Check TV and Jamal at the moment. But trackside here out of Ascari, and it's DK Sohn who's setting fastest steps of the race at the moment. He's got the lead of the race, he's got the ascendancy here in this feature race for the Dynamic OG League, as Schumacher Page and F1 Silver both in the pits here at the end of lap 3. Don't G will have DRS coming down the start finish straight. Dylan is just on the fastest lap of the race there in the Williams, but Don't G there I think is a little bit too far back to make anything happen here. Oh, he won't get DRS because we're already at the end of lap 3. Well, no, we should have done. He must have been out of the range, as Jamal has got ahead of Check TV, but Check TV is trying to hold it around the outside of the first chicane. He's still going to be there. Jamal runs him out of road. That was Jamal's corner, to be fair. Check TV can have no complaints on that one. He had the right to that corner. But Check TV is going to get the run here on Boo Boo. Boo Boo got him out of the corner, but now he's going to look to the outside. Here goes Check TV once again trying to make this move on him. Can he make it stick? Yes, he does. Boo Boo's going to lose out to Super Calgon, A. Thompson's even. No, A. Thompson, gets ahead of Super Calgon up into 9th place. Boo Boo's still behind Check DB at the moment, but Check DB losing out to Jamal in that instance. As the battle at the front is raging on here. DK Sohn and Mark Bowe now less than a second separating these two at the front, so that battle is really heating up as Jamal has gone ahead of Don't G up into 5th place. Check DB's right on the back of them as well. Boo Boo, A. Thompson, Super Calgon there as well. This is still a 6-car train here battling it out over 5th place. In fact, 4th even really, so it's a 7-car train here. But although having said that, there's a bit of a gap between Panicking Jamal and then the rest of them. Check TV has now got ahead of Don't G, so is Boo Boo. So Boo Boo there up into P7, A. Thompson following him through. Don't G losing 3 places in one straight there. Boo Boo's a bit wide coming out of Parabolica. That will give A. Thompson the run. That will give A. Thompson P7, and up the inside he swoops there up into the position as we can see Don't G into the pits here at the end of lap 4. Super Calgon on the back of these in 9th place at the moment. There's action everywhere. There is so much going on right now as A. Thompson's got the run here on his teammate Check TV, looking to the inside. Check TV gives him a space on the inside. Check TV goes a little bit wide, but he's going to hold on to position. Can A. Thompson get the cut back here? He would have got a much better run out of the corner, but it looks as though Check TV's traction not too bad. Don't G into the pits. Everybody from 11th downwards has been into the pits. Everybody from 10th, from 1st to 10th still needs to come in. As Panicking has got ahead of Jamal up into 4th place through the De La Rocha chicane, so that's job done there for Panicking. In the meantime, DK Sohn has managed to get just over a second of a gap here to Mark Bowe, so it looks like he's out of that DRS threat for now. Jamal's still on the back of Panicking though, coming through. There's Mo 2 here for the 5th time in this race. You've got A. Thompson on the back of Check DB, still trying to hassle him, but with Boo Boo in tow as well. So A. Thompson's got to not just worry about what's ahead of him, he's got to worry about what's behind him as well. Here they come underneath the old circuit, but A. Thompson for the time being is trying to put the pressure on Check DB, his teammate. These two though, it's going to be difficult for them because obviously teammates, but both very quick drivers, both more than within their rights for track position in this race. Boo Boo there right on the back of A. Thompson. The thing is, Check TV, if he's holding A. Thompson up, are they going to say to him, look, you know, would you mind letting A. Thompson through because we've got Boo Boo right on our backs here? But nonetheless, these two holding position for the time being, and Check TV actually pulled out a bit of a gap to A. Thompson coming to that final sector there, so looking like he's got that covered at the moment. A. Thompson with DRS on Boo Boo, DRS on Check TV, and that's helping him defend here from Boo Boo, who is right on him as they come up towards the first corner. As Jamal is still on the back of Panicking here, coming on the exit of the first chicane, goes a bit wide onto grass, and that's going to leave him open to an attack, but Check TV's a little bit too far back for him to capitalise on Jamal's little mistake there, coming out of the first chicane. Jamal is right on the back of Panicking though as they're coming down towards the De La Rocha chicane. Can't make the move from there though. Check DB, A Thompson, Boo Boo there in the background. Super Calgon about a second further back off of these guys at the moment. Jamal's still trying to put the pressure on Panicking, but he's falling back into the clutches of Check DB and A Thompson as we speak. And Check DB has got his teammate really close in his rearview mirrors now. What do these two do at this point as Check DB is continuing to maybe hold him back ever so slightly? Check DB though has got Jamal in front of him and he'll be looking to try and clear him as soon as he can. Jamal is almost out of that second gap to Panicking, so if he drops out of that second range, that will give Check DB the DRS without Jamal having that defence of the DRS in return. But once again, Jamal does have DRS on Panicking and nothing doing here for Check DB. Jamal will get that closing speed on the car in front. Having said that, ooh, no, he manages to hold on. He's just got it within that second once again, and that will mean that Check DB can't really do a whole lot as A Thompson is still on the back of him, so is Boo Boo. This is still a massive battle here for 4th place, which is currently entailing 5 cars at this point as they come into turn 1 for the 7th time here in this race. Panicking still holding on to that 4th place. Jamal clinging to the back of him just about as the gap at the front still staying at around a second. It's not really going up, it's not really going down between the top 2. It is staying exactly how it is for now as they're coming through the Curva Grande and down towards the De La Rocha chicane here, as Jamal's a little bit closer to the back of Panicking this time around, on board with this pack of cars. Who do we ride on board with? Let's ride on board with the rear gunner, as A Thompson a bit wide out of the De La Rocha chicane, but we're riding on board with the rear gunner, Boo Boo, who's still trying to put the pressure on A Thompson. But the thing is, these guys are in a train of cars. They've all got DRS on each other, so it's not like they can really make the most of the advantage that the open rear wing gives you, because they've all got it. So the only driver who hasn't got it is Panicking, and he's managing to do the work in the middle part of the lap. He's managing to put enough of a gap to Jamal that he's out of a threat of an overtake, so it's not really making any difference to him. Jamal this time within 6/10. Is that going to give him a chance? As we can see, Super Calgon is out of the race. Super Calgon's DNF. We've got a VSC and we've got a full safety car. So the safety cars are on, they're just on reduced. So we've got a full safety car here at Monza for lap 7 of the feature race, guys. Audio check 1 2 3. Here we are then, guys, we're about to get going here for the restart for the feature race of the OG Dynamic League here at Monza for the Italian Grand Prix, the final race of the evening here tonight. And we've got Jamal leading us out of the parabolic up towards the line to get the race underway once again, as Chet DB's made a couple of positions here. A. Thompson sleeping off the start line, and Mark Bowe actually has made the move back on Chet DB coming down towards turn 1. So they're going to be side by side. Chet DB's now lost out to A. Thompson. A. Thompson looking around the outside, always gone deep. A. Thompson's gone very deep there into the first corner. He's going to have to give those positions back as he gained them off the track, and he is backing off, so good stuff there. He gets a 5-second penalty for his troubles for corner cutting, so he might as well have carried on, to be honest. But Jamal there is just ahead of Boo Boo, as we can see. Treemonkey Page has made the move on Horatio up into 3rd place. Chet DB's got ahead of Mark Bowe there up into P5 as Chet DB just riding over the curve and then a bit, and Horatio's lost it. Oh no, and Chet DB's off right through onto the gravel as well. Mark Bowe moves up into 4th place there as Panicking follows them through up into P5. Horatio there in 6th place ahead of Ben Smith. You've got DK Sohn who's moved up ahead of Chet DB. Chet DB's lost out to DK Sohn and Giffy Boy, and Chet DB now in P10 in this race as Carts has gone ahead of A. Thompson up into P13 right here, right now on lap 12 or 27 here for this race. HD Baguette is in 14th place, has made the move there on A. Thompson, so that's good stuff there from her. Jamal though out in front has got a 0.6 of a second gap here over Boo Boo right now. Treemonkey Page right there in 3rd place ahead of Mark Bowe. You've got Ben Smith who's made the move on Horatio there up into P6 as DK Sohn's now looking to try and make the move as well, and here goes DK Sohn down the inside of Horatio up into P7. Brilliantly done there from DK Sohn. Oh, gets a bit of oversteer there. Manages to correct it though, very nicely held there as Juiced is on the back of Chet DB. Chet DB into the pits to get some damage repaired. Did he just hit the pit wall there, or was I seeing things? I think I might have been seeing things. But nonetheless, Stone G's on the back of Juice. No DRS this time. A. Thompson is retired from the session, so he's out of the race. Don't know where he's crashed out. He looked like he was behind when it happened though. So he's done now, and back to the battle at the front, I guess. Jamal and Boo Boo 6/10 of a second apart. They come into the Delaware chicane here for the 13th time in this race. You've got Treemonkey Page there in 3rd ahead of Panicking, who's a little way back in 4th place. Mark Bowe there in 5th ahead of Ben Smith, followed by DK Sohn, Giffy Boy ahead of Horatio. There's Juice ahead of Stone G, followed by Carts, then HD Baguette, F1 Silver, a little way off the back of the rest of them at the moment, and Chet DB in the pits as Ben Smith's got ahead of Mark Bowe up into P5, and Mark Bowe a little bit loose onto the curb there coming out of Lesmo 1. But Ben Smith there's now got that done, and they can now try and chase after the leaders with Panicking a second up the road, and the rest of them, Jamal, Boo Boo and Treemonkey Page, the 3 main contenders for this race winner out the front and way ahead of the rest of them at this point. You've got Juiced on the back of Horatio as they're coming down towards Ascari. No DRS just yet, it will be open on the next lap, so you'll be able to use that DRS. If he hasn't got past him by that point, we start the next lap, he will be able to do so coming through this part on the next lap, or down towards Ascari on the next lap. But Juice is going to get it done on Grunt here ahead of Horatio and gets us up into P9, so great stuff there from Juice. Treemonkey Page is on the back of Boo Boo at the moment, 3/10 between those two. Treemonkey Page doing the fast lap of the race at the moment as Boo Boo's dropping off of Jamal a little bit. DRS will be open this lap, won't be open until we get to the exit of Lesmo 2 and the run up towards Ascari though. But nonetheless, can either any of these guys make anything happen down this part of the track? We'll have to keep our eyes on this as here they come through Curva Grande for the 14th time here in this race. Treemonkey Page has got a good run here on Boo Boo. He's going to be too far back. He's going to have to wait a little bit. He's going to try and distract him in the mirrors, trying to make Boo Boo think he's eyeing one up, but realistically he's not going to make anything happen from there. And Boo Boo just gave distracted a little bit there, and he's gone straight on onto the gravel. That's Treemonkey Page up into P2, so that's great stuff there from Treemonkey Page. Ben Smith is on the back of Panicking in a battle for 4th and 5th places at the moment. You've got DK Sohn is trying to hassle Mark Bowe for 6th and 7th places. Giffy Boy is just over a second behind DK Sohn at the moment. Horatio is behind Carts at this point. You see those two in 11th and 12th places. HD Baguette is right on the back of Horatio, and Horatio a little bit of a sketchy move there coming out of Lesmo 2. Not sketchy, but a little bit hesitant onto the throttle, and that's given HD Baguette P12 here in this race, so that's great stuff there for HD Baguette as F1 Silver running in P14. Have had a second off of these two squabbling over 12th place at this point. You got Check TV there in P15 in this race at the moment as DK Sohn's got ahead of Mark Bowe and Carts. What's happened to Carts? Carts has had a crash. Carts is in the wall on the exit of Ascari. Oh no, Carts spins it round, but he's going to have lost a lot of time there. He gets it going, he gets it pointing in the right direction, but he's way off at the back of the rest of them at this point. Carts has got a lot of work to do here in this race, so that's not gone to plan at all for him. But he's now moving as DK Sohn and Mark Bowe having a bit of a battle here for 6th and 7th. And Mark Bowe's gone off through the first chicane, and that's going to get DK Sohn in position and Mark Bo's going to lose out. I think a couple of places here. Giffy Boy moves through. Juice might be able to move through. No, Juice a little bit too far back, but Mark Bo there losing 2 places when he could have really gained one. As Czech DB's done the fastest lap of the race, a 1 minute 23 dead, almost dipping into the 1 minute 22s, not quite. He's now on the back of, or he will be on the back of Carts pretty soon. 6 seconds currently separating those two in 14th and 15th places. You can see that on the timing screen for yourselves, but right now Juice is on the back of Mark Bo. Mark Bo just clinging to the back of Giffy Boy at this point, as these three running in 7th, 8th and 9th places. Mark Bo massively wide there coming out of Lesmo 2, which will give Juice the momentum, but I think he's a little bit too far away to make anything happen, as Mark Bo also has DRS on Giffy Boy, which will help him actually get quite close to Giffy Boy. Giffy Boy hasn't got DRS on DK Sohn. He has now though, as we see DK Sohn getting a horrible run out of Ascari. Giffy Boy's now going to be looking to try and make this move. Ben Smith has got ahead of Panicking into Parabolica up into 4th place. Giffy Boy's got the run on DK Sohn, a little bit too far away. Mark Bo joining this battle, almost tagging Giffy Boy in the back there as we run on board with Juice just behind these. Mark Bo looking to try and make something happen here. Giffy Boy will have the DRS on DK Sohn, and DK Sohn's into the pit, so that has negated that issue for him. But here comes Mark Bo on Giffy Boy. Down the start finish straight we come. They both have DRS, but Mark Bo should be able to get this done on the brakes here into turn 1. Yes, he does. He gets it stopped there up into P6. Juiced on the back of these right now in PA, right on the right on the fringes of these two, battling it out as Giffy Boy has got the run back on Mark Bo on the exit of the first chicane, and he's back up into P6 here. Czech DB has got just done the fastest lap of the race there, 1 minute 22.5, so he's now well and truly in the 122s, as we've got the Red Bull of Mark Bo looking to the inside into the Della Rocha chicane. Can't make it happen at the moment. He's going to look to try and get the run here, coming down towards Lesmo 1. Can he get it around the outside here? Mark Bo trying to hold it there, but Giffy Boy holds on to that one. Juice there trying to capitalise on Giffy Boy, maybe making a couple of mistakes here, but Giffy Boy keeping it together as they come out of Lesmo 2 here for the 16th time in this race. Now we can see in the background Juice and Don't G is now joining the battle here in P9 in this race, as Giffy Boy is now lost out to Mark Bo. Mark Bo swoops around the outside into Ascari and up into P6, and it's all happening at this point in the race. So much going on, as Juice has now got a 10th of a second behind Giffy Boy. He's now going to look to try and get the run, but the thing is Giffy Boy's got DRS on Mark Bo, so he's not going to be able to make anything happen just there. Don't G there behind them. You've got HD Baguette. Horatio's got F1 Silver looking to make the move down the inside, but can't quite make it stick. Horatio though, not quite as good of a run out of the corner as F1 Silver got, and F1 Silver out of Parabolica is up into 11th place, as Ben Smith has made the move on Panicking up into turn 1. Giffy Boy's on the back of Mark Bo. Can he make the move into turn 1? No, he can't. Juice is still right there ahead of Don't G, and HD Baguette 3 seconds behind. It's got F1 Silver now hassling her for 10th place here, as Horatio is right there as well. Oh, as F1 Silver gets loose out of the first chicane. He's spinned it there, and he's now going to have to get that going once again. He's lost a lot of time there though, as Ben Smith is on the back of Panicking. These two battling out over 4th and 5th places. True Monkey Page is still on the back of Jamal, True Monkey Page and Boo Boo, the top 3 at the moment on lap 17 of this race, as they're coming out of Lesmo 2 here for the 17th time in this race. You've got Panicking there in 4th place ahead of Ben Smith, who's really close on him right now. He'll get DRS down this part of the track as well, as True Monkey Page has got ahead of Jamal for the race lead down the inside of Ascari. He makes that move stick there, brilliant, and he is, Jamal wide out of Ascari. That's going to get Boo Boo to run. Boo Boo might be able to pick him off here down the run towards the Parabolica we come, as Giffy Boy's got ahead of Mark Bo, noticing that one on the timing screens. Boo Boo can't quite get there on him at the moment, as Giffy Boy there ahead of Mark Bo up into P6. Juice has lost out to Don't G. Don't G's up into 8th place ahead of Juice. So that's great stuff there for Don't G, as we can see Boo Boo's made the move on Jamal. Jamal's into the pits. That's why that one's happened. Lap 18 to 27, True Monkey Page on line lap hold for soft tyres will have to come in again. Boo Boo will have to come in as well, because he hasn't pitted yet. He's on the medium tyres at this point. Czech DB is out of the race. Czech DB has crashed here on lap 18. Looks like the marshals are going to try and get that recovered under double wave yellow flags. So no safety car here for us, as Jamal into the pits, but Czech DB with a retirement here in this race. Rare to see Czech DB crashing out of a race. He usually makes it to the end, but not at the race in this one, that is for sure. And I'm sure he'll be glad that this one's over. He'll be looking to go again next time. As we've got double wave yellow flags through sector 3. Not quite sure why those are out at this point. But it's True Monkey Page out the front ahead of Boo Boo. You've got Ben Smith trying to put the pressure on Panicking. He'll have DRS down underneath the old circuit towards Ascari. Gives him a bit of a tap there. Does Ben Smith just tag the rear wheel of Panicking ever so slightly. Out of the corner they come. Panicking, still holding stations here at the moment. Ben Smith still trying to put that pressure on him. Down towards the parabolic we come here for the 18th time. Ben Smith just a little bit too far away to make anything happen just there. Don't G's on the back of Giffy Boy as these two continue to fight it out for 6th and 7th places. True Monkey Page is in the pits at this point. And so is Ben Smith here. So Ben Smith and True Monkey Page both coming in at the end of lap 18. 9 laps left to go here in this race. Boo Boo now leads the race on his medium tyres, which he started the race on. So he'll need to come in and get those changed. We're still on board with Don't G as he's looking to the inside. Giffy Boy goes to defend. As can he get it around the long way here? Don't G can't quite get that one around the outside. Giffy Boy covering off any eventualities there. True Monkey Page and Ben Smith both stood in the pits. As we can see, Carts has crashed out of the race. So Carts has crashed out here on lap 19. We've got Giffy Boy trying to defend from Don't G. Through the curve of Grande we come. Don't G just a little bit too far away off of Giffy Boy at this point, and Giffy Boy is going to hold on to that one in that battle there, but it's continuing to rage on between these two. Juiced on the back right there in P6. They've got a couple of seconds back to HD Baguette, who consistent as ever is just picking her way through the pack. Everybody in front of her is making mistakes. She's just doing her own race and managing to get through all the carnage. She pitted on lap 9 for medium tyre, so she's good to go to the end. She doesn't have to worry about any tyre wear or any pit stops. She's just good to go. She'll be able to pick these guys off one by one. Don't G's got a pit again. So is Boo Boo as well. So that's 2 places that are going to be handed to her. So P5 at the moment, and don't count out incidents. Maybe she could get on a podium, but nonetheless, Horatio's got True Monkey Page getting him on the exit of Ascari, and True Monkey Page breezes past there up into 8th place. That's great stuff there for him, as Jamal is on the back of these two as well, trying to get involved. Jamal will be kicking himself for how this race has gone so far. Juice is into 5th ahead of Don't G, and that's because Don't G is into the pits here at the end of lap 19, as with Jamal also moving ahead of Horatio, because Horatio is into the pits. So Don't G and Horatio into the pits at the end of lap 19. Juice is on the back of Giffy Boy. These two still running it out over 4th place. You've got Jamal pretty close on True Monkey Page at this point, but can't get anything done there into turn 1 for the time being. As through the curve of Grande they come here for the 20th time then. Juiced is still close on the back of Giffy Boy at this point, as these two still going over for 4th and 5th places. Rubu out the front, just doing his own race. He's got a 2.3 second gap over Panicking, so he can just take it easy for the time being. But I suppose, yeah, he knows he's got to come into the pits again, because he's not going to go the whole race on one set of mediums. You can't go one set of mediums. Even if he can make them last, he'd have to come in, because obviously there's a mandatory pit stop in Formula 1. So he's got to come in and put a set of softs on. He'll have very fresh tyres. I wonder where he'll come out in relation to guys like True Monkey Page and Jamal. That could be a close one. But we reckon that as Boo Boo comes in this lap, so he's now into the pits to make that stop. Panicking now leads the race. Mark Bow a long way behind in P2. So Panicking looking like he's pretty much set. He's pretty much signed and sealed in this race, barring any major incidents. Although, what's his gap to the soft runners? You've got True Monkey Page on fresh soft, so is Jamal. Jamal's got ahead of True Monkey Page down towards turn 1. This could be a net podium position, because these two are really coming for the guys on the medium. So you've got Giffy Boy, Juice, HD Baguette, all on the medium tyres, very close now to these two who are really gaining hand over fist on them. In terms of Mark Bow as well, Mark Bow is very much in that battle. So I reckon these two could, if they manage to pit their way through this pack, could be on for a 2nd and 3rd place finish respectively here. As Horatio's out of the race. Horatio's crashed on lap 21. Horatio now as DNF, so that is the 7th car in this race, 8th car in this race to retire from the race. Feature race has not disappointed, much like the sprint race. So we've got 8 retirements now from this feature race. As True Monkey Page has got DRS on Jamal coming down towards Ascari here. True Monkey Page has got a 3-second time penalty. We're seeing that one on the screen for track limits. Over the line we come here. 6 laps left to go here in this race. Giffy Boy is on the back of Mark Bow in the battle for 2nd at the moment. 8 tenths between those two, as Jamal's made the move on HD Baguette up into 5th place round the outside there. Fresh soft tyres definitely paying dividends to HT Baguette on worn out mediums. She might be a sitting duck here. True Monkey Page right behind her on the fresh soft. Boo Boo a further 4 seconds back could get there, but True Monkey Page is going to swoop around the outside of Curva Grande up into P6, and that's going to be routine stuff there for him. And he can continue his battle with Jamal for what could be, as I said before, those two could both be in for podiums in this race if they continue the way they're going. I don't think they're going to catch panicking up in front, but they could very much get ahead of Mark Bow, Giffy Boy and Juiced if they continue the momentum that they're on at the moment. But Panicking's out the front, got a 9-second lead over Mark Bow. Giffy Boy trying to pressure Mark Bow, so is Juice. But these three are going to be vulnerable to the charging Jamal and True Monkey Page here in the closing laps of this race. Hey, if you're currently watching right now, smash that like button, guys, if you haven't already. It helps us out massively. It really does. If you enjoy what you're watching, please subscribe to the channel as well. We've recently passed 1,000 subs on YouTube. It's taken a lot of hard work. It's been over 2 years in the making, 2.5 years. We've been grinding it out on PlayStation sim races like Project Cars 2, ACC, F1. You know, we're pretty small time in the grand scheme of things. It's taken a lot of hard work to get that many subscribers. Please, guys, if you do enjoy, smash that like button. There's Juiced a bit, massive slide. Giffy Boy went deep into the corner, and that might have made Juice think, I've got a chance here. But he had a massive slide as he was getting onto the power, and Juiced loses about a second there to Giffy Boy, and that's given Jamal an opportunity to just close in here in P5. True Monkey Page there in 6th. Second and a half clear of HT Baguette, who's losing time and is dropping back into the clutches of Boo Boo here. Boo Boo, as I said before, might be picking off HT Baguette pretty soon. You've got Ben Smith a further 2 seconds behind. He's also on fresh soft tyres as well, so they're going to be coming for HT Baguette in a moment. But Jamal is on the back of Juiced here, coming out of Lesmo 2 for the 23rd time in this race, and he is going to get the DRS down this part of the track. That'll bring him that little bit closer. That means if he can get a good run through Ascari, he'll be able to pick him off down towards Parabolica. Let's keep an eye on Jamal here, see what sort of run he gets through this part of the track. It looks like he was very confident indeed. He'll get another helping of DRS down this part of the track, and then he'll get a third helping of it down the start-finish straight. In fact, he won't get it down here. Sorry, I do apologise. I am mistaken. So DRS is only opening through between Lesmo 2 and Ascari, and between Parabolica and turn 1. So Jamal will get another helping of DRS here. True Monkey Page has made a mistake. He's dropping back into the clutches of HT Baguette, so I don't know what's happened there. True Monkey Page hopefully he hasn't got damage, hopefully just a bit of a slide. Nonetheless, Jamal looking to the inside on Juiced, can't get anything done there. Giffy Boy was having a look on Mark Bow as well, but nothing doing, as this is now a 4-car train. But Jamal will be looking to pick these off as soon as he can, because he's on the fresher tyres. Juice has got Giffy Boy on the exit of turn 1 because Giffy Boy got a horrible run, and Jamal's now going to look to try and get this move here. Coming out of Curva Grande, he's going to look to the outside. He's going to be forced to the outside there. Jamal can't get around him. He's going to look now to try and make this move on both of them. Giffy Boy can't get it done on Juice. Juice holding on there. Giffy Boy is absolutely paddling as he lets Jamal through. Knows that that's not his fight. Knows that he's on the fresher tyres. Jamal is on the fresher tyres than Giffy Boy, and Giffy Boy lets him through. Jamal can now focus his attention on getting himself into third. Oh no! And again, Mark Bow's crashed out of the race. Mark Bow is out of the race here with 4 laps left to go. He's binned it there on the exit of Lesmo 2. We've got a virtual safety car here, and Jamal lost a bit of time there to Juiced. And could this virtual safety car maybe be a saving grace for Juiced? Could that have just helped him get second place in this race? That would have just, obviously the Jamal having to take evasive action there on the Red Bull of Mark Bow would have cost him a bit of time, but also the virtual safety car might long it out enough for Juiced to be able to hold on from Jamal for this P2. But closing laps here at Monza for the Italian Grand Prix, the feature race for the OG Dynamic League here on a Friday night. Once again, not disappointing. This possibly my favourite league to commentate throughout the course of the week, and 3 laps left to go. Panicking have got the win in the bag. I think that's pretty much for certain. I tell you what, if we'd have a safety car, that would have been a very different story, especially for Jamal being on those fresh softs. But it looks like it's going to be just a VSC here for these guys as DK sewn into the pits, and virtual safety car still yet to subside. Probably going to be another half a lap until we see green flag again. As Boo Boo's on the back of HT Baguette in the battle for 6th and 7th. You've got Ben Smith right there as well. So these guys all in a bit of a train. DK Sohn just coming out of the pits there. As these guys all continuing to make their way around at this point. And True Monkey Page is out of the race now. True Monkey Page has crashed. He's DNF'd. DK Sony's got a 20-second time penalty for something or other. I don't know what. But Tree Monkey Page is now out of the race, so we are now down to 10 drivers here in this race. We've had yet another retirement. We've had retirements left, right and centre in this race. But Juice has got Jamal on the back of him here coming down towards the Parabolica. Juice is going to cover that inside line off for the time being. Jamal no way round, but we have lost drivers left, right and centre tonight. We have had retirements here, there and everywhere as Boo Boo's got ahead of HD Baguette up into 5th place. Around the outside he goes. Ben Smith looking to try and get involved as well. Jamal's got ahead of Juice on the timing screen there, predictably on those fresh soft tyres. Ben Smith now making a move on HD Baguette down the start finish straight and up into P6. HD Baguette is going to look to try and send one into turn 1. Nope, too far back. Jamal though making a move up into P2 has done a great job here of getting himself into that second spot. It's not been an easy race for him, but he's fully gone after the cars in front of him. Panicking though, this man here, your race leader, looks like he's going to bring this one home as he's got a lap and a half left to go of this Monza circuit. Giffy Boy's now pulling up onto the back of Juice. Could be fancying a podium here at the end of this race. Boo Boo on the fresher soft tyres as well as Ben Smith. Maybe got to the party a bit too late, we'll have to see. But Giffy Boy very much in this battle for the podium spot here. As out of Ascari they come here for the 26th time. Ben Smith has got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so that means he's pretty much not going to be able to get Boo Boo in terms of the overall classification. But Juice once again is facing heavy pressure from Giffy Boy. Giffy Boy had a look coming into Parabolica but couldn't make it happen. And Juice just doing what he has to do at this point. As Boo Boo fastest up for the race, and here goes Giffy Boy down the inside. It's going to make the move into turn 1 and he makes it stick there brilliantly. Giffy Boy up into 3rd place. Juice had absolutely no defence there. Giffy Boy on 1 lap older tyres, but that's not stopping him. He needs to get away now though, because Boo Boo is going to have, Juice is going to have Boo Boo on the back of him, and Giffy Boy is going to be a sitting duck to Boo Boo if Boo Boo gets in within a DRS of him. Here goes Boo Boo now. Juice though has DRS on Giffy Boy, and that allows him to defend from the fresh tyres of Boo Boo, who's right behind him. Ben Smith there looking to get involved in this as well. This is a 4-car battle here for 3rd place. As we're on the final lap, final half a lap here at Monza. Giffy Boy a little bit loose coming out at the first Lesmo. Through the second Lesmo they come now. Juice still right there on the back of Giffy Boy. Boo Boo in tow as well, coming down the straight underneath the old circuit towards Ascari they come. Juice having a look to the outside, taps Giffy Boy a little bit in the rear there. Coming through Ascari now. Juice has got to just throw the kitchen sink at him. In the meantime though, panicking, coming through the Parabolica for the final time here in this race. He is going to take the victory here in the feature race. He's done everything right, has not put a foot wrong since the safety car periods. Panicking, takes the checker flag here at Monza and takes the Italian Grand Prix feature race for the OG Dynamic League. Jamal comes up towards the line. It's going to be 2nd place here in this race. He loses a bit of time to the time penalties. Giffy Boy comes over to take 4th in the end because Boo Boo gets the podium spot on the penalties. Juice 5th ahead of Ben Smith, who takes P6. HD Baguette finishes the race in 7th place in the end. So not bad there, some good points. Don't G's going to come into the Parabolica for the final time in the McLaren, and it's going to be 8th place here for Don't G. 4 championship points for his troubles tonight. That could be a lot worse as he comes over the line there to finish the race. F1 Silver is coming out of the final corner. It's going to be 9th place here for F1 Silver and 2 championship points. DK Sohn completing the points in P10. Only 10 finishers for this race, 10 retirements and 10 finishers. 10 all round here tonight for the OG Dynamic League, but that is that for the race here, guys. Great racing across the sprint and feature races. Panicking taking the win in dominant fashion in the end. Jamal and Giffy Boy completing the podium. Thank you, the OG Dynamic League, once again for having us here on the Motive channel. Pleasure as always to commentate on you guys. It's absolutely great racing always. So yeah, brilliant stuff. Yeah, well done to all the drivers. If you guys enjoyed watching this back, please do smash that like button. It helps us out more than you know. It really does help us to know that we're doing something right. Subscribe to the channel, tell your friends, family members and otherwise associates what we're doing here, and nonetheless we will catch you in the next one, guys. Hopefully same time, same place next week here for the Dynamic League. And yeah, cheers everybody, see you later.
superhero. Can I be your superhero? Superhero. 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 Can I be your superhero?
We are